Hello everyone, my name is Bryce Cooper, and my topic today is why the Roman Empire's influence is so important. So to begin, when most people think of ancient Rome, what do they picture? Well, most picture ancient ruins, military leaders, gladiators, and ancient ruins. For example, Julius Caesar is a good example of a military leader that lived in Rome. So yeah, the preview. Today I will be explaining why modern society should continue learning from ancient Rome's ideas, and this is because Rome's lessons are still important today. We still apply many of these lessons in today's society, and how they could also improve government and daily life. So credibility and where my information comes from. My information comes from experts who study Roman government, Roman architecture and cultural landscapes, and then Roman time and daily life. Sources include T.P. Wiseman, who was a historian and a former professor, who is very credible for his information. Also, I can't say these two authors, but they're two academic researchers who are also very credible for their information. And then James Kerr is also a professor, and then again, studies ancient Rome. So on to the problem. The problem that we have is that people don't understand how vastly Rome ideas influence modern society, and they just don't understand where a lot of our ideas came from, especially with our government. For example, citizenship and public participation was an ancient Roman idea, along with laws that protect public rights. Also limits on one leader's power, and then government that serves citizens. These are all ideas that came from ancient Rome and are still being used today. Why limits on power still matter and what people don't know. Well, T.P. Wiseman explains that the Roman Republic and the Roman government and the Roman people were almost synonymous, basically meaning that they were almost equal. Wiseman also describes the Roman Republic as having an absence of royal power, meaning that there wasn't one ruler that just took over everything and ruled everything. It was the people and the government working all together as one. On to the next problem. People don't understand how architecture influences modern society. A lot of people don't understand how sustainable Rome's architecture and building strategies were. They were also visually appealing and built in with the environment. They didn't want to just destroy the environment to put up an industrial building or something just meant for them. They wanted to include the environment and be as sustainable as they possibly could. And that's just another thing that people today don't understand, and they don't understand how important some of these architectural ideas and strategies are. And then expert support. People don't know that Roman buildings and cities were designed to be strong and useful, but again, they always included the environment, whether that was water features or other things. Today modern society has gotten away from a lot of the sustainability part of things, along with just the visually appealing aspect. A lot of our buildings are just slapped up very quick and more just to make a profit, rather than making them visually appealing and actually sustainable. So another issue that we have. And then solutions. How can we use these Roman ideas today? Well, to start, schools should start teaching more about how Rome influenced modern democracy. This would help people better understand their rights and the government. And it would also help people recognize the importance of laws and leadership, and why one certain leader shouldn't have power over everybody else, but it should be synonymous. Also, another solution, how Roman ideas can improve modern cities. Again, going back to the architecture and landscape of things, Rome was great at making green spaces, public parks, eco-friendly buildings. And again, that is something that our society today, especially in our country, in the United States, needs to work on more, and just providing more sustainable and eco-friendly buildings rather than just throwing up buildings on a random pile of dirt. And then onto the visualization. Picture a society that learns from Rome. Communities would understand how their government works and how their rights work. That doesn't just help them understand that, but it would help them protect their rights and understand what's going on day to day in the government. It also helps citizens be more prepared to vote and speak up and understand what happened in the past and how we can learn from their successes and failures, along with people that understand like what went wrong, what didn't go right, and this would just help guide the future and help us make better decisions in the future. And then why we must protect these ideas, a great example is the United States. We have divided power through the Senate, we have elected leaders, and written laws. Again, all these ideas came from ancient Rome, and if we continue to study what they had enforced and believed in back then, not saying that everything that they did was proper or correct, but we can learn from what they've done right and what they've done wrong. And then to be continued, architecture. Imagine cities that were designed to work with natural environments, right? It would not just be more visually appealing, but it would also be better for societies, right? It would be a good way to bring people and communities together to strengthen us all as one. And then sustainable buildings could lower pollution and conserve resources. Again, ancient Rome was really good at preserving their resources, using landscape and just a natural environment to build their societies. And then closing, Rome's lessons still have lots of value. Ancient Rome is not just history. Again, we can still learn a lot from what they did right and what they did wrong. Ideas have shaped our government, law, architecture, and our city life. And again, if people don't understand where we got these ideas from, then we're missing out on a lot. And then lastly, if modern society studies Rome more, we can build stronger governments, better cities, and more connected communities. Thank you very much for your time.